everybody with anxiety. There's a certain amount of anxiety that we all need, okay? We all need to get through the day, to be on time, to be aware that we got things to do, period, okay? But there are some things we should look out for when we start doing them excessively, when we have these issues. And number one thing I think we do is we think, we overthink, and then we think some more, okay? A lot of times, there are things that happen in the day-to-day life that require our minds to think about it. Let's be clear. Nothing's easy in life, and day-to-day struggles, if they wasn't hard, what would we learn? And I always say some of my biggest mistakes were my life biggest lessons in the end. I didn't know it at the time, but once I found out, like, oh man, if I wouldn't have went through that, then I wouldn't be able to appreciate this that I have now, or know exactly what I have in front of me. You know, you just have to go through some things. That's life. And a lot of times as 20s, I take 20s and 30s, like toddler ages, for adults. You're gonna make some mistakes, make them then. Make them in your 20s and 30s. I have made a lot. And then a lot of times when you get, depending on where you come from, by the time you get legal as 21, when I got to 21, I felt like I was about 45, because at about 13, I felt like I was 21. At that time, I could cop out the liquor store. I was smoking weed. I was having sex, okay? A lot of things. A lot of times we think we got this down pat. And just because you're given a lot of responsibilities as a child, that's no need to think that you're grown. I spend a lot of time talking to children, and yesterday at the library I encountered a young lady, and she had a piercing like mine in her nose. And I said, how old are you? And she said, I'm 13. And I'm like, wow, you know, your mom allowed you to have it. So who am I to say, you know, what your mom said you can have? But one thing about it, a lot of time us adults gotta know, keep your kids wholesome. No matter what's the trend or what's going on, you know, keep your kids wholesome at a certain age. You know, we would want to think, oh, well, my child want to do this, so let me bend, let me flex. No, don't bend, don't flex, because I look and I think if my daughter, when she was about 13, one of her friends had got a butterfly on her back. And I said, don't even look at me, ask me, okay, about no damn tattoo, because you're not getting one. And I think back and I said, damn, if I would have let her got a tattoo, this is killing me, y'all. If I would have let her got a tattoo at that time, she would have had Chris Breezy, Team Breezy, something like that, maybe a face of him. She loved her some Chris Brown and Sierra and them. You know what I mean? Now, when she gets to be 18, 19, when she's heading into Johnson and Wells University, then live some life, you know what I mean? I had talked to her, would you have wanted me to allow you to get a tattoo at that age? She said no, you know? And sometimes as parents, we gotta know that in this day of gentle parenting, and for the life of me, you know, I don't know what that's all about, because I've always heard of tough love, and I've given that to my children and whoever I had a part in raising, whether it was my godkids, my nieces, nephews, brothers, you know what I mean? Tough love, you know what I mean? And even me and my grandson, we're going through a situation where, you know, had a little fight on the bus, in the spirit of the Jackie Chan hands, and you know, and I'm like, you can't express yourself like that. And he's never been that type of kid, but he has some things going on. I'm going through a lot because my son is gone, so I can only imagine how his son feels. So I take that into consideration with everything, but I still tell him that's not an excuse to want to fight, to want to be mean, to want to be unkind. those are not the things you want to do, and it's not going to get you anywhere and make you feel any better, and the problem that you have is still going to be there. So why project your sadness, anxieties, or anger upon the next person? And we got to make sure we don't do that, because a lot of times the person or the people who love us the most, we hurt, and they're only trying to help. And you can only understand a person's frustration, and when they ask you, what's wrong? You okay? You be like, I'm okay, I'm fine. People with anxieties do that a lot too. And what an injustice it is not to be able to tell somebody who really got your best interests at heart how you feel about a situation. If they care enough to know, wow, something's off with you today. Like, what's good with you? You okay? You all right? First of all, you got to know that they know you, and they could tell something's going on, right? Take the time to be like, I'm not okay, and I'm not all right, and this is what's bothering me. And a lot of people, when you open up that door to have conversation with the next person that might suffer with anxiety. Y'all, I'm back. So we're gonna get back to what I was saying about a lot of times when you got anxieties, you gotta. Oh shit. Okay. Where do I put it? On my bra?
You can do your necklace.
Okay. All right. That's cool?
Yeah, you're all set.
All right. Okay. So we're going to come back to right now, me talking about when you have people that understand that something might be wrong with you, okay? You got to utilize those people. Understand they're here and they love you, and that's probably why they can tell something's off with you. Oops. You don't have to go through anxiety alone when you have people who love you. And if you don't have any people who love you, that's when you can go find you a counselor, a therapist, or somebody to help you out. It's hard doing this thing alone. And once you find out that you're not alone, going through what you're going through, you're halfway through the problem, okay? Father's Day is coming up, y'all. Shout out to all the good fathers out there. And even the guys, you don't got to be DNA to be a good father. A lot of times, you guys and y'all men have a lot of hand in raising children. You don't have to put up in some DNA in there to be a father figure. Understand that. In this day and time, we got to make sure we shout out everybody. Mothers get a lot of praise all the times. But let's talk about dads. I got more male friends than I do girlfriends. And I have always remembered whenever one of my guy friends was having a baby and they find out they're having a girl, like, oh no, not a girl, Jesus. They get a little nervous, And all right, now I'm back again, okay? No more interruptions, all right? And I'm making something. Shout out to all the dads out there in the world that's doing the right things. Girls need y'all just as much as your sons need you. Your daughters need you just as much. And sometimes I say even more. When fathers are absent from females' lives, there's a lot of triggeration that goes on with that. My dad and mom got divorced when I was like 9, and once my father was gone, I had to help my mother raise my brothers, and that was fine. That I love kids, and I have always loved babies. So even to this day, I still gravitate to children more than adults, okay? Because y'all be having y'all shit with y'all. But the kids, they're innocent, and all they need is a little nurturing and love. And don't get me wrong, I love my grown-up people too, as long as you come to the table open-minded about things in life, You can't be so judgmental. A lot of times I love my Christian people. I love my Baptist people. Everybody who's into religion, shout out to y'all. I'm a God-fearing woman, let's be clear. But at the end of the day, I need my spirituality grounded so I can get through the days on a day-to-day basis without snapping, okay? I'm just saying, sometimes traumatized kids grow up to be traumatized adults. I look at my younger self and I think about how quick I was to fight all the time. I'm always, feeling like I have to fight to defend myself. But let's be clear, I'm the oldest. I'm a girl. And I had to make a way for my little brothers when they grow up. Coming from an urban community, you have to set the tone for your siblings. Like, yo, that's my brother. Don't, all right, hands off. That's my son, that's my daughter. They ain't a part of no gang, they part of my gang, okay? So you change it up as you get older, as you get wiser, and I had to get some help, okay? Because alcohol was not helping me, not one goddamn bit. As a matter of fact, the alcohol was very triggering to anything I did have going on at that time in space. I'm gonna say it absolutely made it 100 times worse. Sometimes we'll try to go get our drink on to calm down, to feel better, to relax. But it's a thin line between being a social drinker and a whole goddamn alcoholic. Let's talk about that. A lot of times, too much of anything is not good. That's where abuse come in, when you just use it excessively or you do it excessively, And liquor is more worse than anything, I think, any drug out here, because how many liquor stores I got in a 5-point radius around my house? I know at least 5. And then I got maybe like 10 restaurants, they serve liquor. I knew I had to change for me, and that was gonna come from me, not nobody else. I had to delve deep down inside and say, anything's gotta be better than this, okay? Anything has gotta be better than this. I'm making bad decisions. I don't want my mother to raise my kids, but in a minute I'm about to lose my kids by accident on purpose. So I had to start with me. And I had to end it with me, because that's where I knew it was going to end. When I chose to get clean, I went to the grimiest place in Boston. I went to the Kingston, Boston Rescue Mission. And thank God for them. Oh my God. With my willpower and determination and my rock bottomness, I knew anything. I had to start somewhere. And that's just the thing for a lot of people, admitting that they have a problem and starting at the beginning to try to fix it. It's very hard to admit that you have a problem. That was one of the hardest things when I went to AA the first time in rehab, and say my name, hey, I'm Sweets and I'm an alcoholic. I'm like, wait a minute, I ain't no alcoholic. I don't drink that much. I just drink, I work, okay? I take care of my house is clean. None of that didn't matter, because you know what? I was a functioning alcoholic, a high functioning alcoholic, where nobody didn't know how much I was drinking unless I told them, because I kept myself up, I kept my kids up, kept my house together. But my snap was crazy. Let's be real. There was times when I got locked up, my daughter's father got locked up, and as you know, a lot of times when you bring alcoholic behavior, there's gonna be chaos, the cousin that comes through immediately. And I could tell you, I love you, Joe. If you out there watching, y'all, shout out to you, you know what I mean? He was a good guy, and he still is a good man, you know what I'm saying? We was just young, and like I said, traumatized kids grow up to be traumatized adults. By the time we got it together and realized that alcohol was the problem, and it was the only problem in our relationship, things happened. I went to hospital. I was in the rehab for a year. Then I got the next year. I said, oh God, stop drinking was the hardest thing I had to do. God said, you don't get it, do you? You hard-headed. So then he took away my walking. I couldn't use my hands to wash myself. I couldn't cook. I was walking on the walls. By the time I did get to the hospital, I had no reflexes in my whole body. So with that came a 7-month stay. And I moved in my apartment. Me and Joe got back together after a year being apart. We moved in our apartment on October 1st. I went in the hospital on November 9th. I got out the hospital the next year on April 21st. And that same day he got locked up just for going to get a green card, so he could be on the lease. I had to be released to a handicap accessible apartment. So speaking of dads, and shout out to you, Dad, Joe. You was a good father to my son, BD. That wasn't even yours. You always guided him, and you gave him some good tools to work with, showing him how a real man does things, because I will never take being a good father away from you. We had our shit, but as far as everything else, we grind together, we hustle together, we love together, we laugh together. But I say that story to say this. By him being taken away, and we wasn't even in trouble. He didn't do anything. That was some past stuff. The old grandfather-in-law had been taken away, and it was just another chapter in my life of things that I had to get through. So now here I'm handicapped, I'm in a wheelchair, and now Joe is gone. A whole nother situation that I had to get through. But I got through it, and that's why I'm here today. I raised my kids. My son tried to, get him, sometimes kids go in the hood, in the urban community, they be thinking, maybe the friends is the best thing since sliced bread. I don't know. You can't represent a street and say, yeah, I'm down with this street and that street, when we don't even live on the street. And every time something happens, you know who's there? Me and your sister, Mom and the uncles, you know what I mean? Granny / it's family that's always there for you, not a gang. So you know what? I had tried everything, calling the police, getting charges, going to the court. Finally, I said, you can't beat them, join them. I had to go to the hood and get my son out of there, and show him we can do music, And I invited and introduced the world of music, videos, songwriting, and that's how Heartbreakers Entertainment came into play. And that was another entity of Artz that saved our life. I'm hoping that even the young men that I brought into the studio, the ones that we did videos for, I swear I was just thinking about all the music we did. We had some good music. A lot of times, dang, man, I could have been up there, but that wasn't my calling. This is my calling right now, and this is why I deal with all the arts. I thought I might have been into fashion. I have sewn, been fashion shows. I'm a slave for fashion. Y'all know already how I feel about the fashion, all right? But this is my calling, the Artz Over Anxiety. I done been to architectural college. I thought that was my calling for a little while, but that wasn't it. This is my calling. And by me getting through, raising my kids by myself, sending my daughter to college, accomplishing having a music and record label for my son to escape to instead of the streets. And now God brings me here, brought me here in the world of acting. Who would ever know I would play a part in a play that got recognition from being Boston's best play this year? It's just amazing. If you keep on doing and you keep on going and you keep having faith and being a good person, you can't be out here being shysty, shady, and reckless and thinking good things are gonna come to you. Karma is crazy, all right? So whatever energy you putting out, that's the energy you're gonna get back in. You know what I mean? That's what it is. You gotta be calm with people. You gotta be calm with yourself. Give yourself a break. We be so hard. We are worst goddamn critics. Give yourself a break today and know that you do the best you can with what you got. It's only 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week, okay? 4 weeks in a month, and 12 months in a year, okay? And you gotta sleep, you gotta eat. So in that mean between time, be a good person. Follow your dreams. Put out the energy that you want back, okay? It's only fair. You know you're a good person. Stop playing games, okay? You know you the bomb.com. So stop acting like that. You know what I mean? All my people out there, today's a good day to get started and say, you know what? I'm gonna do whatever it is you this, all right? And I think this is very cute. Now, if you have some of these little supplies around your house, it's easy, you know? Sit down and talk to the people you love like I just talked to you guys. Look at this. For all the fathers out there, we're gonna sing you this, Beatty. My son, you are a good dad. I'm so proud of you for taking a chance and getting out the comfort zone. A lot of times, we can get stuck in the comfort zone and don't do a goddamn thing. We be so scared we might fail, so it's better just to stay our asses right here, right? No, take a chance, take a chance. And sometimes if you really have anxiety, sometimes you gotta take a whole leap of faith. Like my son did, he left Boston behind, okay? The rent is crazy high. The more he moved out and took away a bedroom, the still was expensive. I'm so proud of him for having the strength and the courage to make a chance and take a leap of faith. Take a leap of faith and see, damn, will this work? Because in life, if you never try anything out, you'll never know. And anxiety keeps people from trying. I had a situation with myself is when I get too close to succeeding, I get scared, or I got an anxiety of success. Ooh, I could be right there, and I'll just be like, okay? And I don't do that no more. I just go for it. Whenever I feel that little anxiety or like, let me close in, I keep moving forward. Every single time, you know, I have to face my anxiety head on, because if I don't, oh my good, I'll miss out on so many good things, you know, like being at places. Sometimes when events happen, I could talk myself out of going. And sometimes I can get even really, really sick. Just of thinking, what will happen? Oh my God, what if I get there and this might happen and that? And you know what? It be so far from the truth. Nothing happens. I go there, I have a good old time, and I'll be like, Dad, once I go, I'll be like, I almost missed this beautiful occasion. On my anxieties almost made me fumble the bag. You know what I mean? Look at even being here right now today. There was a time when it was just one day I was late and coming here, and I said, oh God, I'm so late. And I was like, oh, I got off at the wrong exit, and I was crying. And I had to tell Emma, you know, sometimes I get these anxieties that I don't want to mess up. I don't want to mess up my art show. I don't want to mess up my podcast. I don't want to mess up my workshops. I just don't want to fumble the bag, okay? I'm from Boston. We got the Patriots, yo. I can't fumble, you know what I mean? And this is my life. This is something that got to do with for my children. And most of all, I'm coming to help y'all. Y'all might not never meet me, you know, in real life, but I hope I stay in your spirits and your hearts to let you know that you can be and you can do anything. Don't let nobody talk you out of shit. I'm serious, you know? You have faith in yourself, and if you know you can do it, and if you think you could do it, you do it. You do it. Don't let nobody hold you back, you know? And then when you get to the finish line, or when you land off the plane with your parachute all looking all good, you be like, yes, I did it. But when you land, don't forget about the people who pack your parachute down. Because with anything in life, there always gonna be some people behind the scenes to help you, right? And the people behind the scenes deserve to be acknowledged. You understand? Because we can't do it alone, all right? I always put God first. But then there's people that you can't underestimate, that's there for you all the time. And sometimes they get forgotten, like moms, like grandmothers, like aunts, like teachers, like dads, you know, people get forgotten. So I challenge you today, right? Everybody who's out here listening, I want you to go and tell somebody that packs your parachute. I don't care if they make your sandwiches in the morning. I don't care if they iron your clothes. I don't care if they just did a pep talk you whenever you're going through something. I want you to go to that person. I want you to say, thank you for being you, and I love you, and I appreciate you. Those words go so far in a person's day-to-day. And really, if you got a person that's there for you, everything you do, that's all they want to hear anyway, is thank you, and I appreciate you, and I see you, and I need you. It's hard to do. It's hard to do, but you really got to deep down inside and remember, don't forget about everybody. And a lot of times when we're going through things, we could treat the people that love us the most like shit, and that's not cool. And that's not cool at all, you know? A lot of people you might have some elderly in your family. Go see your people. Life ain't promised to none of us. Tomorrow's not promised. But if you have some elderly people in your family, go check them out, you know? It ain't like they can get in the damn car and come see you, right? I'm going to see my granny. Hey, Granny. I love my granny, okay? That ain't gang signs, y'all. That's granny signs, all right? Granny love signs. I love my grandmother, and I'm going to see her real soon. And I wish she lived around the corner from me. This is why I'm working so hard to get me some acres. And I want to have a retreat, a Artz Over Anxiety retreat down there, so families can come and stay for weeks, months. Hey, if you want to stay a year, if you got the money, you could stay. You might not want to go. You might want to chill with me. But I challenge you guys to do that. If you got somebody elderly in your family and they live close, go see them. You know, go see them. A lot of times things be happening you might not even know until you get there, you know. Get a visual on a person. I wish I could just drive to my granny's and be like, hey, just came to see you. Need something from Walmart? Okay, bye. I say all that to say, appreciate people in your life. Hey, Mom. Love you, Mom. My mom's a bomb, too. Definitely, okay? I wouldn't be where I'm at without my mom. She never gave up on me. I'll never give up on my son. And my grandmother never gave up on her. And we all come up under the umbrella of love, okay? Everybody in the family. We all we got, all right? Because I can be all those people in the back of that movie 300 for me and mine, okay? And some more. Tell people you love them. Tell people you appreciate them. Because when they're gone, right? Don't be there sitting at a wake or a funeral crying and being like, you want to sit somewhere, not bringing that up, but you want to be able to sit somewhere. If anything should happen, and know that you did the best you could for that person while they was alive, okay? Talk about that. So since people are alive in your life that deserve a hug, a kiss, a thank you, I love you, I appreciate you, I challenge you. I'm getting sad a little bit. I challenge you all to go give them people some love, okay? Call them up. If you can't hug them, call them. Text them. Maybe sometimes talking is hard. Text somebody and say you love them. That's fine. That's cool. You know, at least you can keep that. I know I had a text roll for my niece, Sandra. May she rest in peace and power. And I didn't save it for the year. I only had it saved for a year. I didn't know about Apple. They never delete and things like that. And that was all I had, you know. But then I thought, you know, the love we shared inside, nobody could touch that, you know. We started this Artz Over Anxiety thing together. And I told her about my idea, and she was a graphic designer. And I told her, I said, Sandra, what you think? I'm gonna do the Artz Over Anxiety. Let's have an art show. We had our first art show in 2017. Yeah, and I just knew that she would be around to enjoy all this with me. But lupus is a serious and scary and sad disease. She passed away when she was 26. And Yeah, I love you, Sandra. And I couldn't paint for about maybe eight months. And I was so sad. I didn't want to paint. I didn't want to do no art at all. I just turned all the pictures around in my house. I just couldn't do it. And one day I was crying so bad, and I prayed to God. I said, God, I need you. And if it's for me to paint again, please, and Sandra, with you in heaven, can you give me a sign if I should paint again? Should I do this Artz Over Anxiety? She created the logo. I had drew it, and then one day she came, she's like, bam! I'm like, yes, girl, yes. Yes. And I'm gonna keep that logo. I'll never ever change it. I'll never change it. And yeah, I thought we would be here together celebrating, but she's not here. And that day I prayed. About 5 minutes later, I heard boom, and I'm like, baby, what's that noise in there? He said, I didn't do anything. It was all her paintings had fell on the floor, and I had them so secure in a spot that there was no way that them paintings could have just fell on their own and just hers out of the mix. From that day forward, I said, God, that's the sign. Thank you. And I know you got Sandra in your bosom, and y'all up in heaven working overtime to help me to get myself back together so I can live down here and not be so sad and not be so anxiety stricken about even picking up a paintbrush again. Damn, I wish she was here. But I know she's here, and I know she sees what I'm doing, and I'm not gonna stop, Sandra. I got you, and I got me, and I got us, and I got y'all, okay? With all that being said, I love you guys. This is Artz Over Anxiety with your girl, weetss, yo. I'm so happy to be here with you today. Now, look at that. Get you a cold little drink on a summer's day. You know, this is cool for, hey, we want some ice cold water. Stay hydrated, okay? This ain't no cup for the Hennessy now, okay? I don't want to see nobody with no rosé up in these cups. They too damn big. Y'all be lit. It's cute though, right? Just a little something while we talked and passed the time away. Shout out to all the fathers out there, you guys. Hey, it's no handbook on how to be the best parent, be the best mother, grandmother, father, grandfather. We grow up with our children, and we do the best we can, you know? So I want to give y'all fathers another shout out. And like I said, don't take DNA to be a dad. You just got to be there, okay? I love you guys. Love and hugs. I'm a little sad thinking about Sandra. I miss her so much. Yo, people can be gone out your life in a drop of a dime. Take the time to appreciate people while they're here. Because not even for yourself and your promise tomorrow neither. I love y'all. Love and hugs. Peace. All right, y'all. I'm going to end this show too as well. Sometimes things get a little deep. I want you guys to know life is too short. Don't spend time being alone, dealing with your mental illness or anxieties. Get help. Talk to people who love you. And most of all, the people who pack your parachute, let them know. Let them know you love them, you appreciate them, and you care about them. This is your girl, weetss, from the Artz Over Anxiety workshop. Love and hugs. This is real. This is my life. I can't control how I feel. I just want to tell y'all, just page out my books on how I survive and things that you can do to make your life a little bit better. That's it. All right. Love y'all.